again, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be taking you on a tour of all the ham stations in Melbourne.
The word ham means home in Old English, or is otherwise known as hamlet. As we found with the Glen stations that honour the Scottish heritage of Melbourne, the ham stations honour the English heritage. So here we are at
Chatham,
the first stop on our tour of the ham stations.
Chatham is on the Belgrave and Lilydale line.
Chatham is the only ham station that does not take its name from the surrounding area. Instead, it's located in the suburb of Surrey Hills and named after the nearby Chatham Road. Chatham Station is situated in an area known as the Chatham Precinct. The nearby streets all reflect English place names south of London.
There used to be a station called Surrey Hills that reflected the name of the suburb. A few years ago, it was removed with the level crossing at Union Road. Onwards down the line is Mitcham.
Mitcham was named after Mitcham Grove, a farm property that was owned by William Slater, who grew roses and herbs for perfumes and remedies. It means big settlement and is also the name of a suburb in Greater London and an area of Surrey. In England, the name Mitcham predates the Roman era, but here in Melbourne it comes from the 1860s. The train arrived in 1882 and the current station in 2014.
The 736 to Blackburn and the 907 to King and Lonsdale Street depart from here. Now we go to the only ham station on the Frankston line, Cheltenham.
The southern suburb of Cheltenham took its name from the first pub in the area, the Cheltenham Inn. The publican, Charles Worrell, named it after his hometown. The original station opened in 1881, making one of the oldest ham stations in Melbourne. Level crossing removals gave it a massive revamp in 2020, in keeping with the rapid gentrification of the area. Did you know there's a Cheltenham station in Sydney and Adelaide too?
No. The 822 from Sandringham stops here and goes to Chatham Shopping Centre. Now we go to the Pakenham line. We talked about the creation of the line in our video about Oakley to South Yarra, so please be sure to check that video out. Pakenham runs V1 trains out to Gippsland.
Pakenham was believed to be named after Sir Edward Pakenham, a British Major General who was killed in action while leading his men at the Battle of New Orleans against the Americans. And a fun fact, there were pirates involved in that battle too. However, there's no evidence of him having any connection to Victoria. Another suggestion then is Pakenham was named after Lieutenant Colonel Edward William Pakenham, who was killed at Inkerman during the Crimean War, and he was the first Edward Pakenham's nephew. There's other places in Victoria named for Crimean War connections, and it fits better with the area's time of settlement, but no one really knows for sure.
There are 6 buses that run from Pakenham and service the local area. East Pakenham is one of the newest stations in Melbourne.
The area of East Pakenham has existed since at least 1912. There was some talk about calling it Lower Pakenham, but residents thought that would make people look down on them. The area of Pakenham was well known for the quality of its orchards by then, so it was decided to go with East Pakenham instead.
When the Metro Tunnel opens later in the year, the Pakenham and Cranbourne line will go through the tunnel to Sunbury. Now we go to my favourite ham station, Eltham, on the Hurstbridge line.
Eltham appeared around 1848 as a private subdivision developed by J. M. Holloway, known as Little Eltham. He named it after the district in southeast London. The services that sprung up around Holloway's property soon adopted the name. The railway line came to Eltham in 1902, helping to open up the village to wider residency.
Eltham is a hub for buses serving the local area. Our second last stop is Hampton on the Sandringham line.
Opened on the 2nd of September 1887, Hampton was originally called Retreat after the Retreat Hotel. However, several landmarks in the area, including the beach, had been named after a local market gardener called Dias Hampton. As wealthy landowners began buying subdivided land in the area, they favoured the name Hampton because it sounded more regal than Retreat.
Although this Hampton is named for a person, there is a suburb called Hampton in London. It's in the borough of Richmond upon Thames, another name taken for a Melbourne suburb. The 922 bus to St Kilda station departs from Hampton.
The name Sandringham for this seaside suburb comes from the royal residence of the Prince of Wales in Norfolk, England. It was originally a centre for fishing, but as wealthy people began buying up the land for summer residences, I expect they wanted a name that reflected their largesse. Much like the other Ham stations, the train made it from Brighton in the late 1880s.
The Sandringham line does not go through the city loop. When the metro tunnel opens, the line will go direct to Werribee and Williamstown. The 822 goes to Chatham Shopping Centre via Cheltenham from here. Last Ham station is Tottenham on the Sunbury and Water Gardens line.
The Tottenham name really only pertains to the industrial area surrounding the station. The residents use West Footscray as their address. Not surprisingly, it was named after Tottenham in Middlesex, England. Both areas have a working class background and a multinational population. Tottenham in the UK is believed to have been named after Tota, a farmer whose hamlet was mentioned in the Domesday Book.
Today, the British Tottenham is most renowned for the Tottenham Hotspur Soccer Club. Here in Tottenham, West Footscray is more renowned for Australian football. I hope you enjoyed the video.
Our next video will be on all the Indigenous names for stations in Melbourne, which would probably be a lot more interesting.
Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And as always, keep on travelling and we'll see you next time. Peace!